Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. I would like to reconvene this meeting at 6:34. The board is returning to public session after having held an executive session where collective negotiations pursuant to Article 14 of the Civil Service Law were discussed. Would everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If you would all please remain standing for a moment of silent reflection. Thank you. Just a little housekeeping, I need to go over the emergency evacuation announcement. Upon activation of a fire alarm, immediately evacuate to the closest emergency exit, which are in the back of the room. Please exit away from the building so not to interfere with the fire department and proceed to the evacuation areas. Please follow the directions of the school officials. Once assembled outside the building, everyone must wait until an all clear is given by a school official before re-entering the building. Thank you. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Anastasia Gonzalez.
Here.
Donald King.
Here.
Michael G. Medio.
Here.
James F. McKenna.
Here.
Jacqueline Robinson.
Here.
Cindy Sherwood Dudley.
Here.
And Charles A. Stiles.
Here. Have there been any additions or deletions to the agenda tonight?
Yes, we have one personnel item 13.012 has been added to the agenda.
Thank you. The next Board of Education meeting will be held on Tuesday, September 17th at 6:30 p.m. here in the Intermediate School Music Room. It will be a regular meeting. The first day of school for students is Thursday, September 5th. Open houses will be as follows. The high school open house is on Thursday, September 12th at 6 p.m. The elementary school open house is on Monday, September 16th at 6 p.m. And the intermediate school open house is on Thursday, September 19th at 6:30 p.m. I would like to take a moment to thank everyone for such a beautiful opening ceremony this morning. It's always nice to be part of that. And thank you to Dr. Dino for being our resident MC, and congratulations to all our recipients of the 25-year awards. And without a great leader, we wouldn't be anywhere, so thank you very much, Dr. Dino.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
At this time, we move on to our program presentations.
Great. Thank you, Mrs. Robinson. So the program presentation tonight is for the board to review the 6 goals that you put into place last year. They are up on the screen and you have hard copies in front of you. What I'd like to do is just go over what the goals are and then start the conversation as to where you'd like to go as a board with either continuing the goals, expanding the goals, or modifying it as we move forward. So you had 6 goals. The first goal you have is student success, which our goal last year was every student receives a high quality education that's grounded in rigorous standards, local and state curriculum, inclusivity of our diverse population, and backed by differentiated supports. And of course, then you have listed objectives for them. Our second goal is a high quality workforce. And again, the goal states employees are at the heart of our student success, and we will attract, support, and retain a high quality workforce. Third goal would be communication, engagement, and partnerships. The district uses communication, engagement, and partnerships to build awareness, trust, and collaboration, which lead to stronger relationships that benefit student learning. Fourth goal was technology integration, in which the district uses various forms of technology for the purpose of teaching, learning, and communication within our schools and throughout our diverse community. Fifth is safety and security, and its staff and students thrive in positive learning and work environments where they feel safe, supported, and celebrated. And finally, a financial goal, which is fiscal responsibility, and the district uses sound financial processes and business practices in a transparent manner which ensures financial integrity of the district while maximizing resources to support student learning. And of course, each of them has their accompanying objectives. Now, I just want to remind the board of the process you used to arrive at these goals was you had a board workshop where Darcy from School Boards Association came down, divided the community and the board and the administrators into various groups, and each of us worked on a different target area for the district, and we came up with these 6 goals. And again, then the administrative team and I came up with the objectives, and this is where we are with the goals that we adopted last year. So what I'd like from the board is a discussion is how you'd like to proceed with either modifying these goals, continuing these goals, or abandoning these goals.
Again, I thought when we met Darcy now for 2 years, I think she does a great job of what she presented it and certainly how we arrived at these particular goals. I personally would prefer, again, I say this all the time, no one did raise me to be a bureaucrat, and I don't want to get into word parsing, but BOCES, when I'm on now the BOCES board, and I've been aware of this because I've been on their strategic planning forums for 15 years, is that they call them strategic action plans, and they do it for a period of like 5, this particular one this year, because I was on the planning committee this year, and we met in August, is a 7-year cycle. So for us to sit here and say, well, you know, where do we stand with student success? Well, of course, we're always going to have student success. We're always going to have fiscal responsibility. We're always going to have technology as a goal. So in a way, I don't care what we call them. I don't think we want to debate the 6 of them. I think we arrived at the 6, and I think you and Dr. Delgado last year, and maybe, you know, Amy was that helped to put it all together. You know, whatever you want to call them, I'd say these 6 are the 6. And I would think it's really up to you and your administrative team to decide, well, what are the action plans this year? In other words, we know we have a curriculum cycle, so we know what that is. And we know that you put in guidance counselors this year. So you've met that by doing your budget and so forth. So, I mean, I just don't want to get bogged down in bureaucracy.
Well, if the board would accept this, so what I was going to recommend that we consider is I would work with the administrative team and do the outcomes of what progress have we made to these goals based on last year, and what are our plans to address them this year, and kind of put that together for you as a springboard for the next part of the conversation. And I think you're right, these are all broad goals that are much bigger than 1 year. I think 5-7 years is a more accurate description of what we can see if we had an impact with each of them. But I think the each year markers of what we've done for that year and what objective data do we have to show we're working towards that goal, I think would be productive for us to have.
Agreed. Yes.
So then I will put the facts together. We'll schedule this for a follow-up at another meeting where we have all that data for you to consider. Great. Wow, we solved everything that quickly.
Does anyone else have any comments or questions on the goals of the board?
Well, the only thing that I'd like to add is that I think that education is highly important, but I also think that soft skills and character building is also really important if we're going to educate the whole child. So if we could somehow have consideration too, for those kind of skills when we are talking about quality education. Soft skills.
Can you speak up, please?
Oh, what? Sorry.
It's not, it's just very low.
I think that rigorous education is highly important, but I also think that educating the whole student with soft skills and character building is also really important. So if you're going to educate the whole student, we should not just include the academic portion, but also their ability to
Interact.
interact.
Agreed. That means the whole.
Student success, maybe we add that as a bullet.
Well, I was gonna say, I would see where it fits into these 6 goals, or do we need to come up with a 7th goal? But you're right, we're in the social emotional learning development
Yeah.
stages in each of the 3 buildings, which encompasses our character education program. I think you're right, we should have a way that we report on the progress of that and see if the impact we're having.
Anybody else? Okay, we will move on to the public comment section at this time. This public comment section will be heard on agenda items only. The Board of Education encourages public participation on school-related matters at board meetings. Any group or organization wishing to address the board must identify a single spokesperson. Presentation should be as brief as possible. No speaker will be permitted to speak longer than 3 minutes. The board will not permit in public session discussion involving individual district personnel or students. All speakers are to conduct themselves in a civil manner. Obscene language, libelous statements, threats of violence, statements advocating racial, religious, or other forms of prejudice will not be tolerated. Persons making presentations at the board meeting will address remarks to the president and may direct questions or comments to board members or other district officials only upon approval of the president. Is there anyone that would like to come forward at this time?
Jackie, is there a microphone over there? If not, I'll give mine.
Hi, Byron Washington from Warrenville. I just wanted to take this opportunity right before school begins this Thursday to wish the board and the administration and apparently whatever staff is present today all the success for a great year. And thank you for your service.
Thank you. Thank you for coming tonight. Is there anyone else that would like to come forward? We'll move on to the superintendent's report.
Great, tonight, I have a report for you. I just wanted to update the board and the community as to where we are with student enrollment, 2 days before students are to return. John, I'm gonna ask if you could make that a little bit bigger, just so people can read it now. So I typically report to you several different points during the school year. One is opening day, so this is kind of pre-opening day. Then it's the 21st day of September, which is after we kind of clear the rosters when students who moved out of the district. Then we go to Vets Day, and then the first of each month, and through June, then we do the end of the school year. So I wanted to give you today's enrollment and compare it to where we were 5 years ago. So as of right now, I mentioned this morning that we were worried about our pre-K enrollment. We started, we ran through the summer with pre-K as low as the 30s. In August, we were up to the mid-40s. As of this morning, we're at 54. So we're approaching where we need to, but we're still about 20 students less than we planned for, and 20 students less than we thought we would be this school year. The other grade levels are pretty close to where we did expect them to be. Our total right now of students registered, now again, there are 2 more days for students to register, is 1532. John, go to the bottom of the screen. How does that compare to other years? Well, when we look for 2015-16, we were at 1652, so that's a reduction of 120 students. When we look at 16-17, we were at 1696, so we're about 164 students less than we were then. 17-18, we were at 1637, we're 105 students less than we were back in 17-18. And as of last year, we ended the school year with 1579, we're at 1532 right now, so we're 47 students less than we were in June. Now, I do want to remind you, there are always last-minute registrants, so we'll see Dallas's office may have a line out the door, like she did today, from now through Thursday morning and then beyond. I also have to remind you that one thing that does happen when students change schools and move to different districts, oftentimes they remain on our rosters until we get contacted by the newly registered school for records. So there are some students in here that may have no intention to come back to our schools, but we have been officially notified, so they remain on our roster. We will know that. That's why I use the 21st day of school as an indicator, because those students who aren't with us 20 consecutive days, we will then drop from our roster on day 21 of school. So that's why that's the next significant marker we use the board to determine where we are with enrollments. And that's the enrollment.
Thank you, Dr. Does anyone want to ask any questions?
I just, on the enrollment,
Yes.
on enrollment, is it across the grade levels, or is there particular, I mean, right off the bat, you see 20 in, we have 20 in pre-K,
Correct.
but in the cohorts, is it spread.
Well, we're seeing smaller cohorts come through the elementary school. I think we're seeing the biggest decline in the younger students, ages 5 through 8. I think we're seeing the biggest decline in students. Do you agree with that, Jamie? Yes. Third grade and above, we're still seeing the numbers we had in the past, but right now it's the younger grades that we're seeing the biggest decline.
Does anyone else have any
Question would be, what do you attribute that to?
Well, again, when we looked at the enrollment study, they attributed to fewer people are renting homes in Southampton because of the cost of rentals. Birth rates haven't changed that much based on the enrollment study. It's really the people who are choosing to reside in Southampton, young families that are choosing to reside in Southampton. Our neighbors to the west of us, Tuckahoe, is also experiencing a decline in their pre-K enrollment. They went from 2 pre-K classes to 1 pre-K class.
Hey, how about the private schools? Do you see an increase in any of the private schools locally, you know?
I don't know. I'll find out. I don't
I'm
know.
just curious to see if,
I know last year we did call OLH to see if they saw a decline last spring, and they didn't at that time. I don't know what they're saying.
Wonder Loss or Playground or any of the other schools, I'm just wondering if there's an increase in. And there's also, did we put it out there? I know we had this conversation, I feel on communications committee, but how do we advertise that? I mean.
Well, we put several in the paper, we put several ads about pre-K registration.
The Southampton Press,
Yes,
is that the only paper we put it in?
yes. And of course, we did Facebook and on our website.
I think it'd be worthwhile to reach out to Hampton committees. I'm interested because this whole impact of the rental. It's not just, it's on this side, Tuckahoe and us, I think we're probably pointing the same as true, Richmond, as the rents increase. I'd like to know what the impact of this. Hampton Bay is starting to see this trend also.
I'll find out. I don't know the answer.
Or they increase it, because there may be.
I will tell you, Riverhead is increasing. I don't know Hampton Bays. I'll find out.
So their enrollment in Riverhead overall is increasing?
Yes. Well, I don't want to say overall, in the elementary grades.
Okay.
Yes.
BOCES put together some districts where BOCES put together a file of all this data. So it would behoove all the districts to keep an eye on this, to the sense that we have 10 from Springs and, what's their population?
Yeah, what's happening in Springs, Ken?
Well, so they're in the middle of a capital improvement.
We are in the middle of a capital improvement project, all based on increased enrollment over the next 20 years. So our population is going to be increasing about 20% over the next 10 years. And that's why we were very happy in moving along with that capital improvement and continuing more right now. This is the first year. But hopefully all the 17 classrooms, new gym, that will all be completed by 2023. Again, known properties are more reasonable in Springs. We have a really strong population of local workers who are raising their families in that community. And it's not group houses, it's families owning houses and renting houses for that purpose.
But since you approved the project, have you seen your trend line stay remain as predicted, or are you seeing decline?
Well, we did very extensive enrollment studies, not only with BOCES, but also independently. Right now, we're looking at an increase this year. I don't know the enrollment figure just yet, next week I will, but it looks like our enrollment's going up around 25 to 50 students a year.
Every year?
Every year.
In the elementary, well, are you pre-K?
It's pre-K through 8th grade. And our 8th graders go to East Hampton High School. We have over 200 some students at East Hampton High School. For 3-day tuition.
Do you know if East Hampton's experiencing the same growth?
I think there's as well as that. I think they're having the same issues that Southampton in some ways. It's not a lot of nonprofit level and it's very expensive.
Again, I have a superintendent's meeting early next week. I'll survey the local superintendents and find out where they are as well.
the capital budget.
I will tell you, the other thing that Mrs. Pearson and I have experienced is, as you know, we're hoping to go all with immunizations. And we have seen an increase of parents desiring to homeschool their students because of immunizations. So they've inquired about homeschooling, they haven't completed remote hacking yet, but some of these students will come off our rosters if they decide to homeschool. But we have seen an increase in families requesting.
So are there families right now who know, could you give us the numbers of a handful of parents who decided to homeschool or change? You have to, even at a private school, you have to be immunized, right?
Yes.
Is that right? So they were in
State
private
regulation,
schools, yeah.
We, so far I've received, 3 new students in homeschool and a couple phone calls. Some of our homeschool families, I don't question them as to why they went to homeschool, so I can't tell you if that was the reason. But I do have 3 new students on our homeschool roster.
Interesting, yeah.
Nick, if I could just clarify one thing, is spring school was originally built for like 400 students. Right now, there are almost 700 at the K through 8 school. The preschool is contracted out to a local provider, but it's still part of the school program. That's some of the reasons why it's such a dramatic increase in population over the last couple of years. It's just that we've been overcrowded for many, many years.
We'll move on to administrators' reports if nobody else has any further questions. Mr. Mingo?
Good evening. We just had audit and finance committee meeting where we had a brief discussion with Peter Rodriguez. He's external auditor from Cullen and Janowski. Just talking about the general process of the upcoming financial statement audit, where they go over the district's books, over all the transactions that went on in the previous year. So basically, from last year, the financial audit came out very clean. There were no citations, and we're hoping for the same thing this year. Based on the preliminary data, we seem to be on the right track. Also, as far as the business office is concerned, this is the point where we are actually closing out the 2018-2019 school year as far as the finances are concerned. So a lot of transactions. You'll see at the next meeting, we'll have a number of budget transfers again to zero out some of the negative balances. But those are the procedures for the business office at the end of the year. We have to clean out all the transactions. So besides that, we're just going on as ready for the new year.
Great. Does anybody have any questions? We'll move on to committee and advisory committees. The academic senate, I don't know if there's been any dates set for that yet.
There are dates in the professional development calendar. I don't know the first date, I believe it's in October, I just don't know. I'll get the board the date. First one's October.
Audit and finance, as Mr. Mingo said, they met this afternoon. Are there any other reports, Mr. McKenna, Mr. King? Mr. Styler, do you have any comments about the audit and finance?
No, I'm just,
Can you turn your microphone on?
I'm just starting to get a handle on what's going on with that particular committee. It's quite really big facilities.
Yes, it is. Technical math class, right?
Yes, math class. I miss you, Mr. McKenna. We'll move on to district office committee. There's no,
That's not gonna be until a year from January.
A year from January, should we take it off?
Or put a permanent date.
We're
on
following
that.
the enrollment trends to see what the recommendations are once we know.
Compare it to the projections.
The facilities committee met on Friday, the 30th. I was late to the meeting with Mr. Migo, Mr. McKenna. We reviewed the progress of the turf.
Yeah, well, it was pretty much, we reviewed the summer project from, Mr. Combs. The reason we met on Friday, the last sequence was because we were discussing the energy performance contract, that in order for them, for the company, they did a presentation this week, in order for them to begin an RFP, and request for proposals, we have to kind of do the authorization. I guess we've now learned that the board doesn't have to take action to ask for the request for proposals. Once those come in, then, they'll analyze, I guess, the scope of the work that would be beneficial to the district to save us money from energy costs, and then they will come back to the board.
So they're going ahead with that.
They're going to go ahead with the RFP,
Okay.
just to see where it goes. One of the discussions that did come up, again, as part of like a broader picture, had to do with the aquarium and the tanks, the fish tanks, and I guess some of the corrosion, and I mean, I'm just getting a scope of the vents or the drains and so forth. We don't think, you were there also, right? We don't think that we can wait till the next spring for the proposal on the budget for the community to use the repair reserve, because then would be the summer of '21, and we're talking about a program and a facility that is very important to us, and I, why would we wait to do this if we feel that there's some issues here with this? I guess we're looking at possibly, and the board can do this without, we have the reserve.
Well, I'd like to make a slight correction. We don't want to wait until May for the voters to approve a capital reserve, which would be just 2 years from now for doing the repair. So the option is to go to the public and do a public hearing and use the repair reserve to do some of the work. So that will shorten the timeline to get it done.
What are we talking about as far as?
We were talking, I have a number written down here. Well, we know that there's at this point about 900,000 in the repair reserve, and it probably, it's a lot of work.
The racks that the tanks are on,
Yeah.
corroding, and the pipe that drains out is also corroding and should really have its own separate drain outside.
They went through the whole thing about all the different pieces of it. And it's just a question of, if it's that important program to us, then do we dare wait? Do we dare? What happens if something were to happen? So I think we really need to move this up in the thinking of, well, how can we do this sometime next year?
And from what I understand, you can, in the classroom below it, you can see the water is dripping down, and so it could turn into a disaster if we don't move ahead and try to make repairs.
Yeah, and Mr. De Silva will be working with some of our vendors to determine, to give us a better estimate on the cost. At this point, he's just speculating on what like part of it is.
And again, we have to do it at a time to make sure we're not harming any of the fish that are there, not impacting the students' learning, so we have to really time it appropriately.
It has something to do with the coral growing, and then there's a 1,200-pound tank, and it's like, okay.
Bottom line is all the piping that goes to the tanks and from the tanks is all corroded.
The seawater is corroding.
Is there other newer products that we can use?
That's we're finding out the options, there's several different
Okay.
options. So,
Does anyone else have this type of facility, any other school?
and the other school now.
Stony Brook University, probably,
But
right?
there's some colleges as well as the aquarium.
And the aquarium, there's good resources.
Correct.
Yeah.
Offices, engineering involved in this,
They will be, like DPS will be.
because there's a lot of great products, for sleeving different pipes. I mean, there's a lot of new technology out that might be advantageous to us. I just want you to make sure the same is looking at.
Yes, they came up with the estimates a few years ago, but there's been some newer technology since then. So now they'll have to get involved.
Yeah. Do they have to go to state aid?
I don't know.
believe anything that is single construction, that type would probably need clear approval, but I understand the turnaround is much quicker now. We'll have more staff.
I mean, you could also fast track. it if they had to.
Yes.
Exactly.
Anything else from facilities? Personnel committee met on August 27th, and we went through all of the new hires, and everything was better. Do you have any comments about that?
I have one comment. There was one addition that you added, there's a, to the agenda tonight, and that's, the addition of a special education teacher who's resigning, to accept an administrative position in another district. She and I have been speaking, and her new district has been speaking. So although we're acting on it tonight to be effective today, this has been in the works for several weeks. It's just that we have to wait for the other board to act before you come on. And that finally happened over the weekend. So that's why it's a late addition to tonight's agenda.
Thank you. Policy committee, meeting this week, Thursday at 8 a.m. Infrastructure Security Committee met on August 15th. Any report on that?
Policy is next week.
Next Thursday is policy, excuse me.
But for infrastructure, we just rolled out. Sorry, we just rolled out our data dashboard for student information, which will help to aggregate all the information in a useful space where you can extrapolate different reports on the district and on each child. And parents will have access to their child.
It's great, we've been waiting for that a long time, hasn't it, Mr. King?
It's also for parents.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Their parents will be able to keep up with their students from progress over the years.
Is there a link on the website now, or is it going through Final Forms?
It will
How do
be
you access
eventually.
It will be through Power School, to the students' Power School account. But I would just like to add, as Mr. King said, it's for parents. Not only is it for parents, it's for students as well, to measure their own growth, so they can see where they fall in line with their national peers.
That's great. Does anybody have any questions about the data dashboard? Communications Committee met on August 8th. Do you have any updates on that?
I can tell you, to give you an overview, we met with our public relations firm and came up with a number of newsletters we hope to put out this year, our plans for the website, our plans for Facebook, and what we'd like to occur this year. We also came up with themes for the newsletters, so all that was given to our PR firm to work with us on making it happen.
It's great. I love the newsletters. The Special Education Committee has not set up a time to meet yet, but hopefully we will be able to nail that down soon. And the Code of Conduct Task Force, that has not met yet either.
It's not met yet, but each of the three buildings is getting membership to come up with their local committees.
And for anybody that doesn't know, the committees on the building levels will consist of parents, teachers, administrators.
Those are the committees.
So it's a great opportunity to get involved in your school with Code of Conduct.
So parents are interested in
I guess if parents are interested, in the elementary and intermediate school, they work through the PTO, who's determining what parents will be involved. At the high school, they should contact Susan Messer.
Great. We'll move on to the consent agenda items. Are there any consent agenda items from 11.01 through 11.03 that any member wishes to discuss or have? 11.11. Sorry about that. To discuss or has questions as presented in the agenda.
question. 1104. Can I ask it? Can I ask it now?
Nice and level.
Yes, is it not? I'm gonna take them all. I gotta get that. Why are we approving it so late and I feel like we always do this every year, but I'm wondering if we should be doing it earlier. Because it's a trip that's coming up in a couple weeks, which is great, because I love that it's
Correct,
happening
typically, this is the earliest I think we've gone in the school year, is that right? But typically you approve it now, but it happens later in the year. We just have the date firmed up, all the details were just done throughout the month of August.
Do you firm up the dates, Tim, like, if this goes well, let's say, the end of September, do you try to get that date again next year? Like right away?
Absolutely, I mean, we always had an October date, but then because of some questions about that being too soon, even though it was October, we decided to try a spring date. And of course, we went well last year, but everybody was in agreement that it would have been much nicer to have this opportunity experience for our children earlier in the school year. It just so happens, in talking to Bruce, who's the director there, we had this time open in September. He says, you know, it's really early, Tim. I said, if you could just reserve it for me, I'll try to get my act together. And again, as you know, the facilitator of this is appointed by the board early on, but you know, we need to get to that point. So I have to say, Roseanne did a lot of the legwork with Pasquale. We met it last year, and working with the fifth graders, coming to sixth grade this year. Almost all of our parents have committed themselves and have filled out the forms to do their work in the spring of this year. So I'm hoping to get the person who facilitates this to the board as soon as possible so that we can go forward.
It's great. I think it's a great trip, and I do think it really is better to have it in the fall than the spring. It's such a great team building, getting to know you
Well,
experience.
it's going to be in the early fall. It should be an amazingly beautiful
Yeah,
day.
yes,
And the
yes.
weather's not gonna be so cold that people are standing out.
Right.
We've been up there when it snowed. It's,
Thank you. Does anybody else have any questions or comments on consent agenda items? Are there any consent agenda items from 11.01 through 11.11 that any member wishes to be held out for separate action as presented in the agenda? Mr. Sile?
Yes, I would like to talk about 11 to 10. I just have one technical question. I would like to understand the means of the school that we're using to destroy the equipment. How do we destroy the equipment?
How does the school destroy the equipment?
We typically don't destroy them ourselves, we engage the company that does that professionally, they come and pick them up, and then we take it up.
Thank you.
Thank you for the clarification. Any other questions? If without objection, items 11.01 through 11.11 are hereby approved as presented in the agenda. Are there any financial items from 12.01 through 12.04 that any member wishes to discuss or has questions as presented in the agenda? Are there any consent agenda items from 12.01 through 12.04 that any member wishes to be held out for separate action as presented in the agenda? If without objection, items 12.01 through 12.04 are hereby approved as presented in the agenda. Under 13.01, does any member wish to discuss or have questions on items 1 through 2 as presented? Does any member wish to have a separate action on items 1 through 2 as presented? Mr. Simon?
I'm looking at 1302.
13.02? Yes?
Yeah,
We're not there yet.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah. I would like for a motion to pull 13.02 for separate action. 13.01.2, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Can't say anything.
Yes.
Second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
If without objections, items 13.01.1 is hereby approved as presented. And 13.01.2, I just would like to say that we are accepting Mrs. McGuire's resignation with regret. We will miss her. All in favor?
No, set, color separate, then we have to vote on it.
You have to have a motion to bring it to the
Motion.
table.
Motion for
As amended in that.
as amended. Uh, 13.02, Mr. Schreiber, you have a question?
Yes, I would like to understand a little bit more about how all of these, there's I believe 151 positions that we're going to be voting on here. And I'd like to understand how each of these positions are filled, are they posted, and how they're posted.
Could you pull your microphone just a little bit closer?
So each of these positions, the majority of them are in the contract, of the teacher's contract, and different clubs that are approved, different extracurricular activities that are running in each of the schools. The positions are all posted typically in the summertime or before the school year ends. Teachers have a window to apply, or people have a window to apply. They then submit their applications to the principal. Any contested positions or interviews, those who aren't contested, the person's reviewed, the person's performance from the previous year has been reviewed. Recommendations are made from the principals to the district office, and then I recommend them to you on the job.
Is it just personnel that are in the school system that would be available, and if not, is it posted publicly?
The answer is yes to both. It's not just the school people, the internal school candidates, and it's posted externally as well. Where all our postings are, which is on our website. And on
Or how about
OMAS.
in the newspaper or something like that?
We have an ad in the newspaper that says, check our website, because it'd be outrageous to run all of these.
151.
Correct. So we have employment ads each week in the newspaper that directs people to our website.
Thank you.
And again, plus OLAS, which is this big online application system for educators from around the state that people are aware of for any type of school position.
Are there any other questions regarding 13.02, 3 through 151? Under 13.02, does any member wish to have a separate action on items 3 through 151 as presented? If without objections, items 13.02, 3 through 151 are hereby approved as presented. May I have a motion to approve the minutes of August 6th, 2019 regular meeting, the August 19th, 2019 special meeting, and the August 26th, 2019 special meeting, and the August 27th, 2019 work session meeting as presented?
So moved.
Second? All in favor? Motion is carried. Under unfinished business, we have the Board of Education Facilities Tour meetings, which we have tried to come up with a date before school, but it kind of became hectic for everybody. So we decided to wait a little bit till the year settled in. So we'll have to start coming up with a new date. I think we'll break it down into a couple days where you go to the elementary school and the intermediate school, and then elementary school in the bus garage, I think we decided, and then the intermediate school and high school.
Correct.
To tour the buildings and grounds. But We'll just have to figure out what day works for everybody. I don't know if mornings or afternoons are better. And it's not mandatory that you come. If you've been through it and you don't want to go again, that's fine. If you want to see one building and not the rest of them, that's fine also. We will post it as a public meeting so that more than 3 board members can be there. So that means if any community member wants to join us on the tours of the buildings, you're more than welcome to come with us. Is there any other unfinished business?
And board evaluations.
Yes, Mr. Kim.
Mr. McKenna actually provided, all I really need is the last page, we call it the school board script. So if you can get these to me, if you're up to, then I'll put it together, we go from there.
I did send an email to remind everybody, but I didn't send it to myself.
Need a second one, I got it.
Is there any other unfinished business that anyone wanted to bring
Is
up?
that on the 17th?
This is 15.
I do have one item.
Okay.
Just, it's not unfinished business per se, but what it is, it's regarding the presentation at the 17th board meeting. Dr. Zahn will be presenting the region scores and the AP scores. I've also asked him to include a review of last year's alternative school program, because there were questions about the students served, how many students were successful, and he'll bring all that to you on the 17th.
Will that reflect, the changes that we made to the schedule for math?
It will, in the sense that, some of our ninth graders were involved in our Algebra 1 and Geo classes. So you will see that. I could, delve a little deeper and, strip some of that out and look at that separately, but I'm supposed to make on the feedback.
And there is one other thing I'd like to make sure the board is aware of. We've sent it out to parents via Facebook, and I know SYA has sent it out, but as discussed last year, SYA had talked about developing an after-school program here at the elementary school. They put out the flyer that they're hosting an after-school program, I believe 3:30 to 6, is it? At the elementary school, for pre-K through 4th graders, and parents can sign up through SYA, but it's a great opportunity for those parents who are looking for after-care programs for their students.
Very exciting.
Every day?
Every school day. And I think it's limited to the first 50 parents who
I
apply.
think I saw that as well.
Oh, it's only 50 spots.
I think in the beginning, correct. But again, it's a great opportunity to address what parents have been asking for in the past several years.
At this time, public comments will be heard again. Please, the same rules apply, stick to 3 minutes. If you are here as a group, have one representative speak for you. Anybody want to come forward? Any questions at all? Come up to the podium. If not, we're going to move on to new business. Mr. Styler?
Yes, this is something that a citizen brought to my attention, and I'm not too sure what the proper procedure would be for bringing it up even, but they were,
I'm sorry, can you speak a little louder?
is that better?
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
They were interested in the historic information regarding Pierce concept. And they said they brought it to the attention of somebody in the school system 2 years ago, and they hadn't heard back from them. I was wondering if it was something that administration could bring up and add to the curriculum.
I didn't hear the
Pierce concept.
It's something we can consider, to look into it and see exactly where it fits in, if it doesn't.
What is it? Tell us a little bit.
Yeah, Pierce concept is a very well-known person. I'm not a historian, but evidently he had played a large part in the community in Southampton many years ago. In fact, there's a ferry in Southampton Village that was dedicated to his honor.
But I will tell you, local communities is part of the new social studies curriculum, and different aspects of the local community are touched upon on each of the grade levels. So I'll see if it's included, if it's not, I'll see if it's worthy of the.
Yeah, I would appreciate it if you looked into it, thank you.
They renamed Pond Lane after, they put a sign up there around Agawam. But is it Pierce? For some reason I'm thinking of a different first name.
Iris.
Iris, right, Iris, with EY,
Yeah.
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 Is there any other new business that anyone would like to bring up? Mr. King? Anybody else? Dr. Dinah?
Nope.
Should know, we do not need to ask for another executive session to be held tonight, or unless somebody else would like to go back in.
I'd rather move for adjournment.
Then I will ask for a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye. Jack, you've been on fire. 7:30.
7:25.
Wait, it's not just the board president, all the work that we put into it.
It's everybody communally put in, and thank you all for thank you all for coming
Tonight, it's so nice to not talk to ourselves. Have a good night.
Angie,
Do the
Is there
parents have any
something-
questions? Or they just came to here, which is awesome.